Hello and welcome to P for Politics. I am Sunil Jha. Thank you so much for connecting. The Congress is going through one of its worst phase during the last 75 years of its existence post-independence. This is one party which is there in this country for almost 140 years, 1885, 86. That's where it started. And today, after so many years, so many decades, if it's one time which is going to be the worst, that would be this, because the party is a mess. The party doesn't have members of parliament. The party doesn't have too many MLAs, and there's a confusion about the leadership. So where's the party headed? We actually do not know what's going on in the Congress party as it is heading for the presidential election in October. That's Ranji Thomas for you. Thanks, Ranji, for joining on the show. I hope we'll have a nice discussion because the party has so many questions left for us to answer. और वो सारे सवाल मेरे आपसे हैं क्योंकि आप ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. आमतौर पर आप कहीं जाते नहीं हो, मुझे पता है. आप बात भी नहीं करते हो कैमरा पर, आप तो प्रिंट पे भी बात नहीं करते हो. आई एम लकी कि आप ज्वाइन कर रहे हो मुझे शो में. सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग. सबसे पहले रंजी, व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू नो इज दिस. You have served the party in Kerala. You have served the party as a child. You have served the party as a adult in Delhi for decades while doing law, practicing law. You were very closely associated with the party. और आपने पूरी अपनी जवानी, पूरी जिंदगी कांग्रेस पार्टी को दी. आज आप उस स्टेज में हैं जहां पर आप कहीं और जाना नहीं चाहते और कांग्रेस पार्टी कहां जा रही है पता नहीं. आपको क्या लगता है कांग्रेस पार्टी में क्या होगा? क्योंकि इलेक्शंस पार्टी प्रेसिडेंट के होने वाले हैं. अब तक पार्टी गांधी के आसपास घूम रही थी. क्या ये इलेक्शन के बाद भी हम गांधी को ही देखेंगे या फिर इस इलेक्शन का कोई पर्टिकुलर पर्पस है? क्या है ये इलेक्शन? लेट्स एक्सप्लेन दैट फर्स्ट.
Something which nobody can ever destroy in this country. From 1885, which started from A.O. Hume and Annie Besant and some of the other foreign civil service officers, with the great Indian leaders who started it as a social organization, which further took the lead against the colonial rule to bring ultimate freedom to the country in 1947. So, in the history of the world and in any political party or organization, there are ups and downs.
True.
One will have to come out of the problems in a manner where successfully the situation has to be handled, and the capacity of the leaders who are leading the movement, the destiny plays in their hand, and it is they who have to play the pivotal role. Then only, if they are competent, they are people with wisdom, knowledge, then they can take the situation to a...
Who will take the situation to that extent? Ranji, now there are elections scheduled to take place in October. अब election को लेके ही बहुत सारे questions हैं. The people are not okay with the fact the way elections are being conducted. Mr. Madhusudan Mistry is the in charge of elections, but he is not ready to release the electoral rolls of the party. लोगों को पता ही नहीं है. If I ask you, you will not be able to tell me whether the organization election and the list of delegates for all the states are ready or not. There are leaders like Manish Tiwari and others, Karti Chidambaram, Anand Sharma. They are all asking for electoral rolls, but party says we are democratic party. Everything will happen as per democracy, and we are open. So then if you are open, then why are the electoral rolls not ready? So if without the electoral rolls, how can you ensure an election? Forget about who the leader will be. So explain that to us.
My dear friend, we have to understand the reality. In a democratic party, which the Congress party claims to be the greatest democratic organization in the world, which has given freedom to this nation, not only that, uniting everyone from the nook and corner of the country, from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, from Nagaland to Gujarat, every part of the country, every section of the society, the religion, caste, region, everything was together monitored by the Congress party in a pure democratic manner before independence. If we go and see how the working committees used to be held and how the
That's
Congress
history.
parties.
Ranjit, that's history.
No,
We
I am
know
coming.
that is the reason why Congress party ruled for 70 years. But
I'm
that's
coming.
not happening now.
Yes, I'm coming to that point only. So we had, if you recollect the history, Congress party had a different setup.
Okay, okay, okay. Now tell me one, Ranji, that since we are discussing elections, since we are discussing so much, is the Congress party and the leaders or the workers, are they willing to look beyond Gandhi's? That's a very logical point to discuss, because beyond Gandhi, क्या आप लोग देख भी पा रहे हो? क्या कोई president beyond Gandhi हो भी सकता है इस party?
Sunil Ji, I have made it very clear to you. At this moment, since there is a clear division in the party, the only option today is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to be the president if Rahul Gandhi is not becoming. And Mrs. Sonia Gandhi should appoint a working committee with people with responsibility and a working president because of her ill health. Except Rahul Gandhi, because if he's not interested, if he's interested, president. If he's not interested, please don't interfere in that.
If hypothetically Rahul Gandhi is also not interested and Mrs. Gandhi also doesn't want to become, do you have any other leader who's
Yes,
capable
of course.
of?
Then I can suggest the name of Ashok Gehlot himself can be working president and chief minister both. He can continue as both.
Okay.
At the same time, you have Kamal Nath also.
Okay.
You know, there are, even today, you see state-wise, you take before, you know, of course, they are also the age-wise also, they are coming to that, you know, movement part, if their health also coming to that. See, if you take the persons like that, if younger people also, you take Prithviraj Chauhan, for example. You
Is he
take
young?
Manish Tiwari, Anand Sharma.
He's not young. He's old, right?
Even Ghulam Nabi Azad would have been the working president with Mrs. Gandhi. Instead of throwing him out and you are humiliating him. He could have, Ghulam Nabi Azad could have, even you can call him back. Yes, we are sorry. Come back and lead the party and be the working president.
So a non-Gandhi will be able to pull it off whole country. Will you be able to pull off a victory for the Congress party? A non-Gandhi?
What do you mean by victory? Where are you to victory? How many seats you are having today and how many you are going to get in the next election? What victory you are talking? Can you defeat Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi? How many seats you are going to get in Delhi? How many seats you are going to get in West Bengal? How many seats you are going to get in Telangana? How many seats you are going to get in Andhra? So don't close your eyes and say that we are going to form government here. Don't become a laughing stock again. You have to have a committed team if you have to build up the party and come back.
So now, basically what you are saying, Ranji, the way I understand is that it's a fight for survival and not for becoming the number one party right now.
Forget about becoming prime minister at this moment. You have to get the best man to be the prime minister as on today, and you have to build up the party. You need leaders with commitment and understanding of Congress ideology, which is there. Now Kejriwal is doing what? Kejriwal has taken Congress party's ideology only. Now in Gujarat he is going. He is again. Are you going to have in second place in Gujarat now? You are not realistic in even today. You don't know what is happening. Your advisors are only fighting with the Congress leaders and not with opposition parties or with the other parties. You are only to destroy the old congressmen and throw them out of the party. This is what Congress party is.
So why is the party suffering? Because of Mr. Narendra Modi's charisma or because of its own making?
Narendra Modi has nothing to do with the destruction of Congress party. It is we ourselves are doing it.
Okay. So coming to the last part of it, Ranji, now the elections are in October mid. Do you expect a Gandhi to be elected as the president or a non-Gandhi to be elected? What do you expect?
I can make it very clear. I told you my personal view and my prayer is that...
No, not personal view. I'm saying, how do you look? You are a Cong party leader. How do you visualize? आपको क्या लगता है? कौन बनेगा president? क्या कोई गांधी फिर से बनेगा president? And also you did not answer the question related to Priyanka Gandhi. Why is Priyanka Gandhi?
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. When I say my personal view, I am speaking as a Congress worker. A congressman in the country. I am one of the congressmen in these lakhs and lakhs of crores of the Congress workers. We want at this moment the Congress party should not split and go away, because I will give you an example of King Solomon, the wisest man in the world. One lady was brought. Two ladies were fighting for one child.
Mhm.
So what happened? The first lady said, "He is my child." The other lady said, "He is my child." So there was a big fight between both of them, and who is the real mother? How to find out? So King Solomon, they brought them to the King Solomon and asked King Solomon, "So this is the situation. You please say, please give this child to the real mother." So King Solomon thought of that one. He said, he looked at them. He said, "All right, let everybody get out of the room. Only myself and these two women and the child will remain there." So everybody got out. King Solomon asked, "Bring a sword." Then he told these two women, "Look, if both of you are fighting for the child, and both of you are claiming that you are the real mother of the child, what I am going to do is that I am going to use this sword and cut the child half, exactly 2 portion, and both of you take one portion of the child." The real mother immediately cried and said, "Please don't kill my child. Give it to her. I don't want my child, but my child should not die. Give the child to the other lady. I will be happy that my child is alive." That is the real mother. So King Solomon has put the other lady into jail and given the child to that real mother. A real mother never can allow the child to die, even though it may go to anybody else. That is what Congress Party's today's situation is. If anybody, Mrs. Gandhi also, I am telling very clearly, if Mrs. Gandhi also think that we should not allow the party to die, please don't break it. You continue and make a working president and take all these people, Ghulam Nabi Azad, call him back. You, Anand Sharma. Even I have a request that even Mr. Sharad Pawar and Mamata Banerjee should be called back to Congress party, and then Congress base should be expanded instead of removing everybody. Bharat Jodo, Congress Jodo, bring everybody back.
What happens to Priyanka Gandhi? You're not avoiding that question.
No, I am not avoiding. I'm coming to that. Suppose, under these circumstances, Mrs. Gandhi continue. There is nothing wrong in Priyanka Gandhi is made a member of the working committee and a general secretary of the party. And
Can't she be the president? Can't she be the president?
Then it cannot happen. It is not fair at all. Mrs. Gandhi is the president, Priyanka Gandhi working president, not possible.
No, Mrs. Gandhi doesn't become the president. Rahul Gandhi doesn't become the president. Priyanka Gandhi becomes the president.
No, she is not yet mature to be the president of the party. She can be the working president, and after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, she can take over the party.
Why? Because she has not given results in UP?
No, I'm not on result or anything. I'm on maturity and understanding about the functioning of the party. You cannot throw away every leader of the senior party. They are given their life 50 years, 60 years. You are throwing everybody.
Did she stop Rahul Gandhi from allowing such people to go? Because being a Gandhi, she also is responsible. So did she ever try to tell Rahul that don't let these people go? Has Priyanka Gandhi done that? Is that the case?
I am not privy to either Rahul Gandhi or to Priyanka Gandhi. I cannot meet them. I cannot say what is there happening internally. It is for them to understand.
Are there any indication that she has put her foot down that don't let this?
No, I don't think except Priyanka Gandhi is given a specific role. Only UP. You handle UP and nothing else. So there is no question of Priyanka Gandhi interfering with that. That's what I understood.
Is her involvement limited in the party?
100% limited, because I remember, because when people were asking, many people used to come to me also. Even I myself was asking, once I asked appointment, Mrs. Gandhi also, Priyanka Gandhi also. What they have told me is that Priyanka Gandhi is not meeting anybody except those who are from UP. So her role is defined. What is that she was supposed to do is defined to her. When there cannot be two power centers. Rahul Gandhi was power center as president. Yes. Now there cannot be three power centers also. Sonia Gandhi will be one power center. Rahul Gandhi will be another power center. Priyanka Gandhi will be another center. Nothing will remain in the party. It is like King Solomon's that child. This is what is going to happen. So better if Rahul Gandhi.
So basically, you want one single leader in the party, whoever it is.
One, whether it is Mrs. Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, it is immaterial either of, because Priyanka Gandhi is at the moment not a candidate for the presidency at all.
Okay.
It is either Mrs. Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi. Both of them. And if Rahul Gandhi is willing,
if neither of the two are interested, then you have a situation.
yeah,
If
then
both of they say no, we are not interested.
then they should go for a free and fair election. And of course, Congress party is ultimately unanimously decisions are taken if there is proper decisions are taken.
Should they take vanvas after that? If they are not interested, should both of them take vanvas and quit politics forever and let the party run by the people who are coming as president or CWC member or whatever?
I don't think that they can take vanvas.
Okay.
It is impossible for them to take vanvas. Whatever you may say outside, it is impossible. They cannot say that now, because congressmen will not allow. I was one of the first person who was sitting in 24 Akbar Road outside, compelling Mrs. Gandhi to take over as the party president. You also have seen me in that time.
Yes, I met you. I met you. Yes, it was, I think, 98, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so lakhs of people in the country wanted Mrs. Gandhi to take our leadership till we respect her like our own mother. So to unite the Congress, Mrs. Gandhi should continue the president and make either Ashok Gehlot or Mr.
So my
Kamal Nath,
reading is,
or
Ranjit,
even Gulam Nabi Azad or Manish Tiwari. They should be brought back, and you should call the senior leaders first of all, even now.
Ranjit,
And
my
decide,
reading,
ask them who will be the best person. Call a meeting of 25, 30, 50 leaders who are there, including all these leaders. Call them, and Mrs. Gandhi should openly talk to them. Say that,
Okay.
look, we are in a bad shape. Let us all unitedly decide. Let us not have a dispute. Let us not make a acrimonious attack on each other. Let us unanimously decide
is
it.
it not too late? Is it not too
It
late?
is the right time. Not you. It is the right time to do that. Once Mrs. Gandhi come back from Italy, and maybe a few days, 1 or 2, 3 days, settle down. After that, she should call every Congress leader, senior Congress leader, and ask them how we can sort out this issue today.
You gave this session sometime in March, April 2021, last year. Was that acted upon?
Beg your pardon. Please repeat it.
You made a request. You wrote to her. You made a request sometime in March, April 2021. That is last year. Was that your suggestions, your advice, your reading, or your whatever request you made? Was that acted upon?
I cannot say, because I have written, she has accepted it. But what I have requested is happened, because I have referred my constitutional thing also. I have written to Mrs. Gandhi in 2014 also, 16 also. I made a very clear understanding that even I said at the time.
I've seen the letter. I've seen the letter. And what Mr. Azad has written today virtually is what you wrote in 21.
Yeah.
Had they acted upon it, Mr. Azad would have still been in party.
Not only Azad, you see, Lucino Felorio, as you rightly said, Miss Dev, and you see Hemanta Biswa Sarma. You take all these people. See, BJP is not of their own. BJP is fractured. Congressmen are in BJP where they doing it. And they are now again back because of the congressmen only there, not because of the BJP strength.
Okay. So Ranji, my reading is that if Congress has to survive, it can survive only with the Gandhis. If Gandhis are out of the system, this is my personal reading as a journalist. If Gandhis move out of the system, whatever little leaders you have, they'll be all gone and the party will be finished. This is my reading. Do you agree with this?
I agree with you 50%.
Okay. Why 50%?
Because according to me, it is only Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi alone is acceptable to every congressman in this country.
Okay.
Rahul Gandhi will be accepted if you throw away his Coterie.
Otherwise there's 50%.
With his Coterie and the wrong people who are advising him, even now in the coming day, vast majority of the congressmen will leave Congress if they do that, and that will happen.
Okay. So you're saying if the Coterie doesn't go and Rahul Gandhi is still surrounded by the Coterie, the rest of the leaders will also go as speculated.
If there is a dummy president going to be there, there will be no real congressman left in Congress.
So everyone will leave.
Every real congressman will leave.
Okay.
Duplicate congressmen keeping Coterie and members. What they know about Congress?
So Ranji, you know the problem. I know the problem. People in the party knows the problem. Everyone in the country seems to know the problem. Are the Gandhis not aware of the problem? That's my last question.
Gandhis are aware, but Mrs. Gandhi is soft pedaling it because Rahul Gandhi is her son.
So is she living in denial?
See, half of the thing, Mrs. Gandhi also aware that yes, something is going wrong, but she is not able because she has already left the really speaking in my understanding. About 6 years after 2012-13, Mrs. Gandhi wanted to retire from politics, and Rahul Gandhi to take over as party president, and she wanted to retire, and that is why he was selected as party president. But unfortunately, Rahul Gandhi could not continue as the president, and the wrong advisors then and now. In between, some people are changed, but basic people are there. So because of that wrong advisors, Rahul Gandhi has misled the party, and Sonia Gandhi is in neither here nor there in a business. She has to save the party. That is why she's with heavy heart she is continuing now.
Okay. So one last thing before I let you go. We saw that in 2013, if I'm not wrong, when Rahul Gandhi, again, I'm making reference to the same press conference, when he tore apart that ordinance, so important ordinance brought in by Congress party, approved in the CWC, proposed by Congress, adopted by a Congress government, approved by the cabinet, then signed by the Prime Minister or proposed by the Prime Minister in Parliament approving it, President approving it, then Mr. Rahul Gandhi tearing it off. Will this happen again if he decides to be the president? Is he mature now not to do it? Or will we see Rahul Gandhi doing it all over again?
See, what I think is that Rahul Gandhi as a person, he ought not have done that. But probably they have misled him, saying that you project yourself as a rebel and you project yourself as an angry young man, so that the people of the youth of this country will come and hug you and they will vote for you.
So he wanted to be Amitabh Bachchan of the Congress party.
Not Amitabh Bachchan of today, Amitabh Bachchan of 40 years
that Amitabh Bachchan of obviously Diwar and Trishul Amitabh Bachchan. Yesterday,
so this type of faulty advice was given to Rahul Gandhi, and they have made Rahul Gandhi a laughing stock. And now still they are continuing with him and continue to make him laughing stock.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ranji. I think it was brilliant because a lot of things I did not know it is as serious as it is, because you are one person I know for years, not today. I think it's almost 3 decades now that I know you, and I've never seen you talking. I am pretty shocked and surprised that a person like you has come out so openly. So I'm not able to still digest what made Ranji Thomas speak up. This is something which is a little amusing me, because you are one person who has never spoken. So why are you speaking today is something which is a mystery. I don't know, because you are not this kind of person who will ever speak.
Let me reply that. I am a congressman who has given my 50 years of life. From my 10th, I told you 10th year onwards from Kerala, I in the KSU and Youth Congress, I did it. From there, I went to Karnataka. In Manipal, I was the NSUI leader in Karnataka. I organized NSUI in the whole Karnataka. I was brought to Delhi for Delhi University election. I have forgotten my father and mother. I have not done anything for my family. I did everything for the Congress party. I given my life to the party, and people like me, lakhs and crores of the workers of the Congress party has given life to this party. And today we are in such a situation that Congress party, we are paining our heart, our bleeding from our heart. We cannot see the Congress party is destroyed. And because if the leaders themselves are destroying it, there is no question of anybody else saving it. Even God cannot save us. So this is the situation. If I don't speak now, from my knowledge, I have many more things, knowledge, what I know, what I am not speaking now. Many things.
I wish you speak, because the party maybe needs people like you.
No need. It is not that I am only a small man. I am a small worker. I never projected me. I worked as the lowest member, as a chowkidar. I was working as a chowkidar of Congress. So I did like that. There are lakhs and crores of chowkidars of Congress. They are the people who have built up this party, not from the helicopter or from somewhere else which they have come. So what Manish Tiwari, he was also coming from NSUI and he was All India Youth Congress. Ramesh Chennithala from Kerala, we worked together. When Ramesh Chennithala was KSU president, I was in KSU. From there, I went to Karnataka. He was national president. See what contribution Ramesh Chandra had in this party. Today he is also thrown out. He is nowhere now. Umman Chandi in Kerala,
That's right.
a leader. The Umman Chandi is a mass leader. If there are very limited number of leaders in
He's
Congress
the chief
party.
minister twice.
See, A.K. Antony was a mass leader. Karunakaran was the greatest leader of Kerala ever had.
So basically, Ranji, you don't have a leader in Bihar, you don't have a leader in Kerala, you don't have a leader in Tamil Nadu, you don't have a leader in Karnataka. Karnataka, maybe you still have a couple of leaders. You don't have a leader in Maharashtra, you don't have a leader in Madhya Pradesh, you don't have a leader in Punjab, you don't have a leader in Haryana, you don't have a leader in UP. Where do you have a leader? Do you have a leader anywhere?
Yeah, of course, Rahul Gandhi's advisors are there. They are the leaders. They will decide. And who will vote for Congress? Only the people who are operating the computer. There will be no vote for Congress. Are you not watching how many security deposit you are getting in West Bengal? How many seats you got security? Have you ever calculated? How many seats in Delhi you have got your security deposit? You are everything you are opposing Kejriwal. Don't you have basic common sense? When he is fighting with Narendra Modi, when he is taking the principles of Congress party and doing the thing, it is your fault that you have allowed him to become chief minister because of your lack of knowledge and your lack of leadership qualities. You have spoiled your own space and given your space to Kejriwal. And now you are fighting with him for everything, even is a good worker. Common man are not going to be with you because you have no sense in what you are speaking. You are for the sake of opposing, you are opposing everybody. Who is going to be with you? This is the time you have to see that you have to be with every leader today. If you want the present Hindu Mahasabha government, if it has to go, it is for you to take the lead, which you are not taking the lead. You just see blindly. Congress party was responsible for this freedom of this country. The 75 years completed. How many programs Congress party organized in this country? You tell me. I have written to Mrs. Gandhi's letter. If you remember that, I have written specifically.
Not one.
We are the party who gave freedom to this country, and we are allowing Kejriwal to do it, Narendra Modi to do it, and you are sleeping.
Right.
Forget about it. When the President of India's election came, just now, where were you? Have you ever organized a meeting of the opposition parties in the right time? It is ultimately, it is because of National Herald issue. You are all busy with National Herald. And there, even Mamata Banerjee had to arrange the meeting for that. And you had no other way other than running after Mrs. Mamata Banerjee. And what is this National Herald? It's a small, silly, petty thing. There is no case at all in National Herald case. And you have no idea, no political sense and acumen to handle any situation. And you are only fighting for nonsense. And no reason is there. National issues are not important for you. And you are depending on such advisors who are creating confusion and who create mess of everything. And then you are depending on them for solution, which they cannot solution because they don't know what the solution is.
Very detailed.
And that is where the Congress leadership is today. If this is the situation, it is better if Mrs. Gandhi is not willing to accept it. Please, for God's sake, allow wisdom of the working committee and senior leaders to sit together and decide who will be the leader of this party. And there should not be one single leader. There should be collective leadership of working committee. There should be 24 members together, one brain, one head, one discussion, one decision. That should be the Congress party.
Yes, you can understand the kind of pain that leaders like Ranji Thomas have, because I have known Ranji for last almost 3 decades. I have never seen him speaking to any media person, be it print, television or digital. Never ever have I seen him talking to anybody or seeking any kind of publicity. He's a man who's always been away from publicity. So today I can understand the pain that he has, because it is with a lot of effort and with a lot of pain that a person decides to speak, especially a man who has always played or done what the party has expected him to do. Not on front of the camera, but behind the scene. So he is the man who works behind the scene and does exactly what the party tells him to do, or party expects him to do. When somebody builds a party like that, there are a lot of Ranji Thomas in the party. It's not just one. There are many Ranji Thomas in the party. And when they build a party, and when that party goes down, you feel like a mother who's seeing the child sinking. And that's the example he was giving. No one wants to see your child sinking. So there's a Congress party which they have all built. They want the party to survive. It's not about coming back to power. It's not about ruling country. It's about survival. So right now the battle seems to be of survival, and this election, which is going to take place in October, which will decide whether the party will remain with the Gandhis or will there be a new leadership that will take over, because that's not important for people like Ranji Thomas or other Congress party, but also for the country as a whole, because this country requires a strong single opposition party which has a national stature. All the rest of the parties are regional. They do not enjoy the national stature. It's only the Congress party which can do the balancing act, because still, accept it or not, it's a party which is the only national party after the BJP and can only make a difference if it can get back to its own color. On that note, I take leave. Thank you so much for watching and connecting, because it has been a brilliant session. I thought, maybe a lot of people thought initially that he was going slow and maybe talking history, but no, you have to set it up because he has seen it all. So obviously he will recall a lot of things, and then after that he has told you what is paining a common congressman. Stay connected, stay safe. We'll be back with my next show, which is Speak Up India, as promised, and we'll talk on the topic that I have already prompted. Stay tuned and do share the video. Take this video to many more people, because people need to know what exactly is the problem that is plaguing the biggest and the longest serving political party of this country, called the Congress. Thanks a lot.